Hey guys, what's up? It's FemJam here. Today I'm going to bring you my counter fairy deck profile. It's a very fun deck. It's a very control-y deck. I like to play control decks, basically because mostly also since the release of the Megatons, control decks have been on the rise, and I just like playing control decks. If you notice, I play Gravekeepers a lot, so that's a very heavy control deck. Anyway, first starting off, we're going to play 3 Bountiful Armament. Armament is your draw power of this deck. Basically, when a counter trap is activated, you would be able to draw a card. Now, all these effects, pretty much, all the monsters in this game, or in this deck, have effects that usually react to the activation of counter traps. So that's pretty cool. We play 3 Guiding Ariande. Ariande is pretty cool because if you set him in your Pendulum Zone, you don't have to pay the cost to activate your counter trap. So, if you want to activate a Judgment, you don't have to pay the half-life points. And even he also helps with discarding effects. Like, let's say you activate a card that, like, Rebirth, I forgot the card's name, Rebirth Parshaft or something like that. Basically, what you would need to do is reveal a trap card or counter trap in your hand and discard a card. And you wouldn't have to pay the discard cost with them. It's pretty cool. Gotta catch my camera before it falls. Alright, next up we're gonna play 3 Minerva, Scholar of the Sky. Minerva is pretty cool because whenever a counter trap is activated, you gain 500 attack. So he can be pretty tanky, which is pretty cool. And then also the fact that when Sanctuary Sky is on the field, you can add 1 counter trap with a different name from your graveyard to your hand. So basically, it allows you to recycle your counter traps. Sorry, I'm trying to keep on keeping the camera moving. Next up, I play 2 Power Angel Valkyrie. Why am I mispronouncing that so much? But anyway, Power Angel is pretty cool because when a counter trap is activated while she's on the field, you get to search out you can add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So she would be your searcher basically. It's pretty cool. Next up I run only 1 Mystical Sage of the Sky. I'm debating bumping this up to 2, but right now I'm looking at 1. Basically, whenever a counter trap is activated, you gain 1,000 life points, so he's really good in the late game, like if you're stalling for time and whatnot. So basically, if you're in time rules, you can basically beat out your opponent by activating counter traps. And having Guiding Ariande on the field is really good because obviously you can activate Judgment and whatnot, and then you won't have to pay that cost, and you still gain the 1,000 life points. And then, if Sanctuary Sky is on the field while you activate that effect, you can destroy 1 card your opponent controls. So that's pretty cool. Alright, next up I run 3 Honest. Honest is basically, I usually search him off of Tides of the Brethren. I use his effect once he's on the field to bounce him back to my hand. And I use him whenever, I'd have a monster that would attack over my monster. I can use Honest to, basically attack over that monster and he can't beat me. Next up we run Bear Statue of Heavens. This is basically your biggest like control card. Basically what you would do is you summon him, and now neither player can special summon any monsters besides light monsters. The only time he is not good is if you're playing a deck that's obviously running a bunch of light monsters. But besides that, he's actually really good. Usually I like having him on the field, and I usually have Honest in my hand, so I'm able to use Honest's effect to make sure he doesn't die for that turn, and I can keep on controlling my players, how he plays and whatnot. So, and then lastly, I run 1 Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshaft. He's pretty good because whenever he inflicts battle damage, he's able to get a counter trap from your deck and add it to your hand. So basically, I like to attack with him, inflict battle damage, then get a Judgment immediately. So it's pretty cool. Alright. Moving on to the spell lineup, we're going to run 3 Sanctuary of Parshaft. This is basically Sanctuary in the Sky, but this is the new Sanctuary in the Sky. this card's treated as Sanctuary Sky. It allows you, once you have, like, it allows you to, once you have 3 fairy monsters, I think, let me read it, actually, sorry. Yeah. Fairy monsters gain 300 attack, so there's a bit of an attack boost, that's pretty good. And then once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairy monsters and or counter traps with different names in your graveyard. And then you can place them on the top of your deck in any order that you like. So that's pretty cool. Next up for the spell, this is a very important card that you need to run. You run 3 Ties of the Brethren. Brethren is pretty awesome because you summon a monster, you activate Ties of the Brethren, you pay 2,000 life points. And now, you have 1 level 4 monster, you target him, and then you summon 2 other monsters. So basically what I like to do is, let's say I have Bountiful Ornament on the field, use him to get Light Barrier and Honest out, then bounce Honest back to my hand, and then basically I have whatever back row I usually have, and then I still have the fact that most people will not be able, like, if they attack over Bountiful Ornament, that's not the worst thing in the world, but basically the Honest is there mostly for your, Barrier statue, which is pretty cool. And then they won't usually be able to get 2 monsters out anyway because of Barrier Statue's effect. It's pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna move on to the trap lineup. We don't run many spells in this. But for the trap lineup, we're gonna run 2 Rebirth of Parshaft. Rebirth of Parshaft is basically another counter trap where you can reveal a counter trap in your hand and discard a card, and then you get to negate a card. Plus, also, when it's activated, you get to special summon 1 Parshaft monster from your deck or extra deck. Sadly, I do not have an extra deck for this, so usually I just use him to get out Secret Arc Aeronite Parshafts. It's pretty cool. If you have an extra deck, you could, there's 1 Synchro monster that you could bring out, but truthfully, he's not as good, I don't think, as Aeronite Parshaft. So anyway, we're gonna run 3 Ultimate Providence. Basically, what you would do is, let's say your opponent activates a monster effect. If you have a monster in your hand, you can discard it. And basically, when you have Guiding Arirondé in your Pendulum Zone, this becomes a free negate no matter what. Like, you don't have any cost at all, so that's pretty cool. Next up, we run 3 Solemn Judgments. Obviously, you run 3 Solemn Judgment because we can. And Solemn Judgment is an amazing counter trap. One Morning. This just came in the mail. We're going to run 3 Strikes. Be a Solemn Strike. And then we run 3 Divine Punishment. So, basically, this card, I mostly also keep in the hand for, let's say I don't have Sanctuary Sky in the field. I use him for Rebirth of Parshaft's effect where I need to reveal a counter trap, so I keep him in my hand if I don't have Sanctuary Sky, but if I do have Sanctuary Sky, it's a free negate, basically. All you need to do is have Sanctuary Sky, and then basically you get a free negate right there. Alright guys, that's it for the deck profile. Sadly, I've not built the extra deck yet. Truthfully, I think this deck really doesn't need an extra deck, and the only reason I probably put in the Synchro monster, the Parshaft Synchro monster, and basically a bunch of other, maybe like Super Poly targets. But since I don't have Super Poly, there's no use doing that. Plus also, you could probably just put in a bunch of cards that you use for Pot of Extravagance if you have that card. But this is a pretty budget option. The run-of-the-mill, this is basically most of what you get out of 3 structure decks. So basically, like, there's a couple cards, obviously, that don't come in it, like Judgment, I'm pretty sure, Strike. I think Warning comes with it. A couple other options, like Dark Bribe, and, even Negate Attack is not that bad of a card in this deck. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And tell me what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.